You haven't seen that?
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Where was my invite? How? How have you not seen shit?
Dude, I felt like I was on a fucking roller coaster there, dude. Holy shit.
How the fuck have you not seen that movie?
It's so good.
Hey there, everybody. Thanks for listening to another episode of YHST. I'm one of your hosts, Mr. Cockerham, the high school teacher.
And I'm your other host, Mr. Tony Marine, if you don't mind, sir.
Are we ever going to get bored of that?
I don't know. I keep mixing it up so I don't get bored.
Okay.
Like every once in a while, I'll do the old pull away thing, which is kind of a neat trick I learned from Bill Burr.
Oh, okay.
Or I'll try to say it as fast as I can.
Oh, you know, I watched this thing on YouTube about like the theory behind comedy and like stand-up comedy. And Bill Burr's one of the most influential persons of utilizing the microphone to his benefit.
Yeah.
Like pulling the microphone away when he needs to, putting it up closer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because then you can yell, but it doesn't really sound like you're yelling in your ears, which is cool.
Correct, yeah. Because
super fun.
The audience doesn't want to hear that.
No, it's too loud.
Too loud.
Yeah.
But today,
Yes.
we're watching
Yes.
American Psycho.
Woohoo!
And Tony's never seen it.
Yeah, we made that decision on the last episode,
Yeah, exactly.
which was kind of fun to figure out.
We were supposed to watch a new episode, but you know what?
Fuck it.
Yeah, whatever. This is our show. If we want to watch something, we can watch something.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're doing right now.
I think so. I think so. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. American Psycho, definitely rated R.
Yep.
A wealthy New York City investment banking executive, Patrick Bateman, hides his alternate psychopathic ego from his coworkers and friends as he delves deeper into his violent, hedonistic fantasies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy's name is Patrick Bateman,
Yeah.
but he has nothing to do with Norman Bates.
No, Norman Bates is
Regular psycho?
Bates. Psycho. Oh, I never thought about that. That's interesting.
I think that's Psycho, right?
Correct. That's Psycho.
Or is this the same thing?
No. A Psycho.
Like, have you ever heard of Bates Motel?
Correct. A TV show?
Yeah, where he's like obsessed with his mom.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that's good.
Being obsessed with your mom?
No. No. The show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I heard the show's good.
I heard the show's pretty good. I watched the first season. It was pretty all right.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
The movie's awesome. I mean, it's old-timey.
That's
Alfred Hitchcock.
there you go. I was gonna go Patrick McGillicuddy. I can't remember his name.
Also an old dude.
Yeah.
Also an old dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never really put two and two together. But
Hey, one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Paul Newman.
Rest in peace, Paul Newman.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. R.I.P. I think in 2008.
Yeah. Good run.
Good run.
Hell of an actor.
I'm ready to watch more movies by Paul Newman.
Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid.
Want to check that out?
We might have to dip our toes into that.
Dude, there's a couple really, really good flicks that he ended up doing.
Yeah.
I would like to go back and rewatch Slapshot because I absolutely love that movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not even the most known movie he is for is The Hustler, which is a pool movie.
Really?
Yeah.
There we go.
An up and coming pool player plays a longtime champion in a single high stakes match. You know, after we were watching The Sting, it had me in the description of that. It had me thinking about how much the movie Rounders kind of plays into that style.
Yeah, I was just going to say that too.
Ocean's 11 leans into that style. Like there's 1960s, 1970s, the best era for cinema.
Yeah.
I don't know much about much, but I think I know that.
I think that's fair to say, honestly.
I think so.
Yeah, and the description of Hustler kind of sounds pretty similar to Rounders, which is kind of what I thought of immediately. But I don't know, it's something about those like gambling style, mob style, heist style movies.
Sure.
They're just, you can't miss.
Right. Well, that's like we were talking about, I think afterwards, we were talking about how great The Sting was still.
Yeah.
And I said the closest movie that kind of is up there is probably like The Departed. The Departed will take you for twists and turns that you never saw. Very good, you know?
Yeah.
So I like when movies today are doing stuff from movies back then. But you know what I don't like? Non-originality.
Correct.
And I think this movie, American Psycho, is very original.
Okay.
Has this like original feel to it. I can't say that there's another movie that's quite like this.
So he's like a high finance guy,
Yeah.
and he's cutting up broads in his free time.
Some, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He lives in this like world, and you hear his monologue through a lot of the movie. It's like monologue as the conversations are happening, so you get like that dialogue in his head, and you're just like, man, this guy is messed up. There's like a scene where he's all the execs, right? All these Wall Street cats are like showing off their business cards. It's the
I've
thing
seen
to do,
this
right?
meme, yeah.
Right, showing off your business card, and like Patrick Bateman's looking at their business card, and he's getting fucking pissed. He's like looking at this one business card, and he realizes that it's better than his business card, and he's like, I want to stuff his face in a fucking meat eater. Like he just wants to ground this dude's face up because he's so mad that that guy's business card is better than his business
So
card.
he's just like highly competitive, or
Yeah,
just
well,
a psycho?
so this author who ended up writing it writes a lot of stories about the wealthy elite and how the wealthy elite operate in society and how they're all twisted and messed up.
Yeah, right. You
And
kind of have to be in that world, right?
I think so. I think money can also make you really sick.
Yeah, I think if you get in a situation where it's that high stress, there's no way that you can function normally.
Right.
Like those are the guys that go to those weird clubs and have people hit them in the wiener with stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
That's
a lot
about as
of people.
PG as I could have possibly said that.
That's the best way to say it. Someone has said that in an interview about like BDSM, like people, like women, say that like some of their top clients are people who are in the highest elite of authority.
Yeah.
There's something there.
It's hard to get your rocks off when you're that strung out,
I
probably.
guess. Well, it's just like Wolf of Wall Street.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That guy made a huge success out of his life, right?
Yeah.
But the amount of...
For a period of time.
And even today, Jordan Belfer, he's so famous and popular even today.
Sounds like a hockey player.
It does sound like a hockey player. But that guy has been strung out all the way through doing it, right? He talks about like how he had to pop Adderall to get going, and then he had to do cocaine to keep it going, and then he had to take Ambien to settle down, and like uppers and downers and left ways and right ways. And
That's got to be putting so much stress on your body. Like you're not supposed to function at that level.
no.
You're like some kind of freak robot.
Yeah.
But I also think that you have to have that like mental drive to even get to that place too. Where it's like, I need to be the best. I'm willing to do anything.
Yeah.
And then it becomes an obsession, clearly.
Sure. And I like that though. Like that's why I love the Wolf of Wall Street for that reason. Like he's such a go-getter, willing to do what he needs to do to make it, right?
Yeah.
As long as, the idea of like trampling on other people, obviously that's something I don't like. But I'm a big proponent on if you want to do something, you have to do the work. Like no one that's rich became rich without putting in the work, other than people like mommy and daddy took care of them.
Sure.
You know what I mean? If you want to be successful, you have to do the work to be successful.
Yeah. I agree.
You know?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
I think it's very cut and dry.
No, it's cut and dry, but I mean, thinking of that, I don't know, just people that function on that level and are willing to do everything just to hit a certain amount of success. Like, wouldn't you think that there's got to be some dollar amount per year that after that nothing really changes? You know what I mean?
Sure. You're just done with it. You're like, I made my money.
No. I mean, like you hit a certain mark. I don't know what the number is, but you hit that mark, and then you're like, okay, I don't ever have to really worry about anything.
Yeah.
I can pay my mortgage. I can have my toys.
Yeah.
I can buy my stuff, food, whatever.
Sure.
I can go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't ever have to get stressed out about going out to eat or doing whatever.
Sure.
Like, isn't that like the pinnacle of like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah, I think so.
But then like the guy at the yacht club bought a yacht that's 3 feet longer than yours. Now you're pissed.
Right. Well, keeping up with the Joneses, right?
Yeah.
Keeping up with the Joneses happens in suburbia, and it also happens with the wealthy elite.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah. I think it's our monkey brains. You know what I mean? It's our
Yeah.
monkey brains being like, oh, you got more than me. I want more. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
For sure.
That's exactly what it is. This movie doesn't talk about that as much. It's almost as though he's as elite as his elite gets, and because of that, he starts slipping into this like weird, sadistic mentality of like what is acceptable for him to do, and he's psychotic. He's literally psychotic.
Have you ever seen American Horror Story?
Yes, some, not all of them.
I think it's season 2. Can't remember the guy's name, tall, handsome gentleman. But he's kind of along the same lines where he's like super well put together, but then he's cutting people up and making their skin into lampshades and stuff.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff's so twisted.
Sure.
Because like you expect like a psycho to be a weird, strung out, gangly looking John Wayne Gacy type.
Right.
But when it's like this handsome, rich feller,
Right.
and then you figure out he's got bodies down there.
Sure.
Oh boy.
Well, that's like what's old boy's name? Who was like a hunk.
Yeah.
He was like a good-looking dude.
Yeah.
They've made a
He's
gang
got a
of movies.
yellow beetle.
Huh?
He's got a yellow beetle. That
Oh.
was like one of his things.
Oh,
VW
okay.
beetle, bug.
What is his name?
Yep. Not Dahmer. Obviously, he ate people.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what's always so weird about these guys though?
Hmm.
They like Dahmer. Have you ever watched that interview where he just like lays it all out?
no.
He's just like, I'm sick, I'm twisted. He's like, I just like eating people and having sex with dead bodies. And you're like, you said that way too calm.
Yeah.
Way too calm.
That's wild.
Ready to check this movie out?
Yeah. What the fuck's that guy's name, though?
We'll figure it out.
All right, let's go check it out.
Catch you on the other side.
This episode is brought to you by Hemp Streets. Hemp Streets is an online boutique for all things CBD.
CBD is a fantastic, non-psychoactive substance that is legal in all 50 states. That makes CBD safe and effective for a daily regimen.
That's just it, man. We need a little bit of simplicity in our crazy lives. That's why Hemp Streets makes buying CBD simple and convenient.
Hemp Streets has a diverse selection of products. We got soaps, we got gummies, we got oils, we got cartridges, we have pre-rolls, and so much more.
Shop for your CBD at hempstreets.com, and at checkout, you can use the promo code HOOK and receive 15% off.
That's 15% off your entire purchase when you check out at hempstreets.com. Now,
let's get back to the fucking show.
And that was American Psycho.
Dude, that was weird.
That's a weird movie. So I've seen it. You've never seen it. Came out in 2000. Starting Christian Bale, got William Dafoe, got Reese Witherspoon, has what's his
Jared
name?
Leto.
Jared Leto. I mean, you want to talk about a cast. It's got a cast.
Yeah.
And what do you think about that? Other than the fact you got to go get some videotapes every now and then.
Dude, that was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't need another one of those. I didn't need another one of those. I can just say that straight up.
Yeah. Is this in the same realm of the movie that shall not be named?
No.
Yeah.
I felt like this was more enjoyable than that.
Yeah.
I think I liked the story more.
Yeah.
But you know how I feel about movies that don't answer questions.
Yeah. You know, this is another thing where it comes to a conclusion, and the conclusion is the fact that all of this stuff has been wrapped up in his head.
That's what I was trying to figure out.
Did it happen? This is a good question.
Who is he?
Exactly. Who is he? And did it happen, or did it all happen in his head?
Why do people keep calling him different names?
I know. Well, he says that at the very beginning, that he is not who he is. That, he's the skin and flesh of a person, but there's nothing
But his
behind that.
secretary knows who he is.
Mm-hmm.
And all the boys know who he is.
Do they?
They call him Bateman,
Right.
which is the guy that he's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
But Jared Leto calls him a different name.
Mm-hmm.
And then the lawyer guy calls him a different name.
Yep.
And then he goes into the apartment where all the chicks are dead.
Yeah.
And nobody's there.
Mm-hmm.
And then he chases old girl with the chainsaw.
Cool scene.
Nobody comes out of their room.
butt ass naked, and then just drops it.
Yeah. But nothing comes of that.
Right.
And then he blows up a cop car.
Yeah.
And he doesn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Reese Witherspoon's character, his love interest or his soon-to-be fiance or whatever, you know, you want to call her, she says on the voice message when the receptionist is at Bateman's apartment, she says, "Oh, my big CEO." He's not a CEO. On his card, it says vice president.
Right.
So there's a lot of I can see my breath. We're wearing coats because we record in a garage and it's cold. It's very, very cold. I'm cold.
Yeah, we didn't run the heater.
No, and it's cold.
It's really cold.
That's okay. Cheers. Cheers
Yeah,
to
I'm sitting on my hand.
YHST and this podcast and
Cheers.
doing studios
Yeah.
in the cold. It's awesome. But I don't think
Let me
that-
ask you a question.
Okay.
Does that movie stink?
I don't think it stinks. I
Okay.
don't think it stinks. It's a 7.6, right? Is that what we said?
I think it was a 7.6, yeah.
IMDb gives it a 7.6. Tony Marini, over or under?
I'm going to say under
Okay.
by a pretty good amount.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's around a 5.5.
Okay. I say under, and I would give it somewhere between 6.5 and 7.
Okay.
Under for sure. I saw this movie when I was in high school, and this movie is a very inappropriate movie to watch under the age of 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think when you see a movie like this at a young age, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Because it's just so weird and so violent and so
Yeah, like you don't care that nothing makes sense.
correct. And I think that that's the idea of this story is that like it's not to make sense because it doesn't make sense to Bateman's mind at all.
Yeah, and I can get that. I think if they would have drawn a conclusion at the end, like if they, like the scene where he's talking to the lawyer, if he's like, no, you're fucking Dick Armstrong.
Yeah.
I've known you for years. And then he goes back to the table and everybody calls him Dick. Like, I would have been like, oh.
Right.
But I don't like create your own adventure movies.
They didn't want to give it to you.
No.
They didn't want to give it to you. Although, you ready for this? So when we were in our young, brisk 20s, I want to say probably about 23, 24 years old,
Whippersnappers.
we made plans with the boys. And when we made plans with the boys, we ended up wanting to go down into the city of Chicago. And we were going to do dinner. We were going to do fancy dinner with the boys. And then afterwards, we were going to have a night out on the town. And I told all the boys that I was going to make reservations. And I most certainly never made those reservations. So as we walked up to the door,
I know this. Yeah.
I called, or someone called me, one of the boys called me, and he said, hey, your name's not on the reservation list. And I was standing next to you as we were walking down the street to the restaurant. And I was like, that's bullshit. I made reservations. And I walked right up to that lady, and I was like, I made reservations for 8 people. It's under name Cockerham, and it was at this time. And then they sat us. I stole that from this movie.
Really?
Remember when Patrick
Yeah.
Bateman's there and he's like, I'd like to make reservations at 2 for 8 o'clock. And then the guy laughs and he just hangs up the phone. And then they just show up. Oh, they're not going to show up, but he was just going to follow through with it.
Right.
Yeah.
I do remember that. That was a very interesting night.
That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it.
Yeah, and I remember figuring out that you didn't make reservations.
Before we sat?
Yeah, it was alarming. It was alarming because you made quite a stink.
Oh, yeah. You gotta put the face on.
Yeah.
I gotta put that. It's not like I was trying to lie to you. I
No.
was lying to myself so that I could get in character. What do you mean you don't have my reservation? I
Yeah.
made this
It's
reservation.
very American Psycho of you.
When I tried to make that reservation, which was a couple days before we ended up going to that restaurant, the lady did laugh at me. She like chuckled. She was like, "We don't have room at that time for that many people." And I was like,
You know what's wild about that, though?
Yeah.
You let us all go and show up.
oh, yeah, because I was going to make it happen.
Yeah, I think you got lucky.
I didn't get lucky. It's a trick. You just do it. It's an inside trick.
So they did have room.
They did have room. They made room. And we actually
So
had,
they didn't like you? Is that why they said no?
well, I think that they weren't trying to accommodate that many people at that time because they were overbooked.
Yeah.
So I just waltzed in there. I was like, you guys made the fuck up. You guys made the mistake. Sit us. And we had a good time. We laughed.
Great time. I drank so much wine.
We drank wine.
Yeah.
We had good times. The boys got together. And then in the back of the Uber in the van, I just started laughing.
Yeah.
Laughing, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't hold on to it. Everybody's like, what's so funny? I was like, I never made those reservations.
Yeah, it's so wild how deep you dug into it to the point where you're like, I'm not telling anybody. And we're just going to show up in the cold.
It
With
was
like
February.
8 of us.
It was February. It was cold as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's how you got to do it. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it, you know? You got to fake it till you make it.
Yeah, so are you the American Psycho?
I think that there is a lot. You take away all the murder and all the like the sadistic shit out of this. Remove all of that, right? You got Patrick Bateman, his late 20s. Do you remember being on like the edge of your seat all the way through your late 20s to the point of like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't understand life. I don't understand myself. I don't understand how this society operates. I don't understand what I want to do. And if I make this decision, it's going to have these major ramifications that are going to influence my future into not just next year, but the next 50 years of my life. And I'm about to scream.
Yeah, I do.
That's what this movie does a good job telling. And that's why I like this movie. I think they did a horseshit job, which is why it's under. But I think that this movie, the story does a good job with telling that type of tale. There's something that's embedded within like Americana lifestyle that is very unique from the rest of the world. And that's what what the fuck is
Bateman?
Bateman is all about.
I think this movie stinks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this movie stinks. Like, I think that the murder part is the only part of the movie that makes it interesting.
Mm.
And I think the overall story stinks.
The card scene wasn't funny to you? Business cards?
No, it's weird. Everything's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
Even my explanation?
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Haven't you felt like that, though, being 27, feeling on, like, the cuff of, like, I don't understand what I'm doing?
I didn't get that from this movie. I got this guy's a psychopath, and you didn't tell us he's got split personality disorder until the last 5 minutes of the movie. And then you didn't explain anything.
He doesn't have split personality disorder.
He's got something.
He's got something. I don't think it's split personality disorder, though.
All right, you're right. Like, the girls aren't dead. Nobody's dead.
Well, yeah. And also the realtor at the very end where she's like, you need to go.
Yeah, she was like some godlike figure.
Yes. Yeah. You pick up on that often. You said that about the Big Lebowski back in the day.
Yeah, I'm weird.
That was interesting when you said that. You pick up on that, like, godlike thematic nature
Yeah.
of a character.
She's like, don't come back to this place in your brain.
Uh-huh.
Whoa. Okay, this movie doesn't stink. It doesn't stink,
Yeah.
but it's not good, I wouldn't say.
Sure.
It was very strange.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it.
What character, was there any character that you liked?
No.
I like the receptionist.
Okay.
She was cool. I liked her because she was so innocent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, she was just trying to figure it out. And
I guess he's the one, or she's the one that he let get away when he's going to nail gun her.
Right. He's like, I think you need to go or else bad things are going to happen. She's like, I get involved
Yeah,
with...
but was it even real?
Exactly.
No, not exactly. Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. What's the story? Don't just put shit together and say, well, it's going to happen. I don't like that, man.
Yeah.
This movie could have been fucking sweet.
This movie could have
That's
been
what
much
is
cooler.
disappointing.
Yeah.
That movie could have been a fucking banger.
So I have the book at home. And actually, I was about to start reading this book, but the other day, you were like, American Psycho, let's watch it. Like, we ended up coming to terms with watching this movie.
Sorry, I burst your bubble.
Well, I would be very annoyed if I read this book and I got the same outcome. I don't know what the book tells in comparison to the movie.
Yeah.
And because I just watched the movie, I'm not going to read the book anytime soon.
No. It's stinky. It's not stinky, though. It's not.
Right.
It's just like there's such a good premise there.
Right.
Like, really good. But I think the execution was not great.
Yeah, and also, you know,
Too many unanswered questions.
You don't really find out that the movie takes place in the 80s during
until
the Reagan
last
until the very
fucking
end.
scene.
I don't like that because the movie feels, to someone who didn't grow up in the year 2000, the movie kind of feels a little like late 90s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
Other than the fact that, like, everybody who has a cell phone has this fucking brick of a cell phone, right? That's the only thing
but that's not all that weird for 2000.
People
Maybe
had
flip phones.
People had a little bit more sophisticated phones.
And I guess
then.
his camcorder was kind of like janky and old.
Right.
But it's not like that's something we picked up on.
How about that stuff?
I don't know. Was it real?
They never go back to show you that it was filmed. See, that was another thing. Like, movies sometimes when they're like, ha, gotcha. They're like, they show you exactly what happened. The one thing that I will notice...
That's what I was waiting for.
Exactly. The one thing that I will say is when the detective is talking to Bateman in his office for the first time, and Bateman's saying, like, kind of like outlandish shit that, like,
he's out of his mind.
You would never say to a detective.
Talking a lot.
If you remove Bateman's conversation, like if you remove Bateman's dialogue, it's really just the detective saying things that would keep a conversation moving. It's almost as though Bateman never said those things. But you would have to go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, that pisses me off too because they never did anything with the detective.
Yeah, there was no conclusion with that. Didn't like that.
And then, like you said, at the end, I thought we were going to get that, aha, got you, bitch.
Right.
Which would have been like, oh, it saved the movie. But it doesn't happen. And he's like, my confession means nothing. Bloop.
Right. Yeah. Under. For sure under.
Yeah.
For sure under.
That stinks.
It's okay.
I've heard such good things about this movie, too.
See, and now I wonder why.
I don't know.
Like, why are people always juiced up about
People
this
always
movie?
get caught up in the hype, man.
People do get caught up in the hype.
And anything that's like thought-provoking like this, people seem to really attach themselves to.
See, and I like thought-provoking. I mean, and that's why I'm not saying this movie is under a 5 by any stretch. But I just, my problem is there's no scenes that stand out as being like, oh my God, that's so amazing.
Right. Which is what the end could have been.
Yeah.
Like it could have been and then they did like a whole loop back of, here's how we got you, bitch.
Mm-hmm.
We strung you along.
But maybe that's the point, to stay in that, like, sit in that pocket of, like, this is what the society of these people, this is what the subculture of these people truly looks like.
Yeah, so what?
Well, I mean, it's just a tale. You know what I mean? It's just a story about people who live.
But it's really not. It's a story about a crazy guy.
Yeah.
Who's trying to get reservations.
Always trying to get reservations.
And he needs to take his tape back.
Right. And he's got to go to the movie store. That would have been a good excuse back in the day when you were like, why didn't you answer my call? Or like, what are you doing tonight? You're like, oh, I gotta drop off some movies.
Yeah.
What a time. What a time before, like, cell phones and, like, what do you mean you're dropping off movies? I can see you right on my phone that you're moving this place at this time. I don't like that shit at all.
No. That's wild.
When people are, like, sharing their geolocations on, not just like, hey, I'm going here and, like, if I don't call, check. They're watching you all the time. They have access to watching you all the time.
Yeah, it's like a little tracking device that you are like signing up for.
Yeah.
Like I know couples that do that.
Uh-huh. What do you think about that? What do you think about couples that are like, hey, I just want to know where you are?
I think it's crazy.
I think it's crazy too.
I think it's crazy. Like even if you're the one that wants that, Why would you want to look at that thing constantly?
Yeah. Well, because you're a concerned
And
boyfriend.
then every time I show up somewhere, I get a text. Where are you? I don't know. Wherever the fuck I want to be, that's where I am.
Yeah, I don't like that
And then you
stuff
got to
at all.
explain yourself every time you go to your boy's house.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's weird, man. I don't know. Like, how do you approach that? Like, one sec.
Figure it out. It's cool.
Like, if your girlfriend,
yeah.
like, let's say hypothetically, my girlfriend asked me, "Hey, I want to do the location tracker thing together."
Sure.
No, you just say no.
Yeah. How do you politely say
That's
no?
definitely going to be a fight. Why don't you want me to know where you're going?
Yeah.
Well, fuck, Apple, you put me in a bad spot now.
Yeah. Steve Jobs really screwed the pooch on that.
Yeah.
I think that you just
Dude,
speak
how
your mind.
wild is that?
It's so weird.
You fucking, back in the day, you had a house phone. You say, I'm going to the movies.
Right.
Now it's, my phone's on me at all times.
Right.
I'm expected to answer you at all hours of the night.
Right.
And you can tell exactly where I am.
You ready for this? There is a
No.
comedian we saw, and it was such a I don't know the bit, but the premise was this: is that back in the day, pre-cell phones, you woke up, you ate some food, you had a cup of coffee, you waved to the wife, gave her a little smooch, hugged the kids, out the door, didn't talk to them until you came home at 6:00 at night. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Today, you are in constant conversations with not just the wife, not just the kids, but the friends, the in-laws, the parents, the grandparents, everybody. You are in a close proximity of conversations with everybody that you know at an instantaneous moment. We talk to our significant others more than the significant others of the 1950s did in their entire life. And I think that leads to some level of questioning of like, of just a question.
You wonder why people fucking hate each other.
Yeah.
Because they talk to each other nonstop.
Yeah.
It's unnatural.
Mm-hmm.
It's unnatural to have a conversation with somebody 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Like I leave, like you said, breakfast, smooch, see you later.
Yeah.
Text you when I'm at the office.
Uh-huh.
Text you throughout the whole day.
Yeah.
I'm on my way home.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm home.
Uh-huh.
The fuck are we going to talk about?
Right.
I hate you. That's what you say. I hate you.
I think there's... I
That's
think,
real, though.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
people are fucking always fighting on social media.
Sure.
That's why families don't get along.
Mm-hmm.
Because all nonstop. All they see is fucking people posting shit.
Because it's easily accessible conversations at all times.
Yeah,
Right?
I remember a time where like I'd go to fucking Christmas and it'd be like, oh, my uncle's here. I haven't seen you or heard from you in 6 months.
Right.
Now he's on Facebook posting pictures of fucking stupid shit.
And now he's on Facebook and he's like, January 6th was fucking America! America! And you're like, whoa, uncle.
Yeah.
Didn't
Guess
know
I
that-
can't talk to you anymore.
I didn't know you were a patriot.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were
He's
a
a lad.
hardcore patriot.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that's weird, dude.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's a wild, wild time. So there's something about like when we were watching the Sting, like same type of premise. Like once you're in this time period where it's pre-cell phones, it's a whole nother world where you can get away with things that like, and not to say get away with things, but like operate in a way that like you would have never been able to with
Yeah.
cell phones.
Like if you're at the bar,
Mm-hmm.
you'll hear from me when I get back from the bar.
Sure.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Well, also, like, you know what's kind of crazy is people back in the day used to make a voice message on their home phone saying what they were doing for that night. Because you would just record
That's
a
the
message.
original Facebook post.
Right. You were like, yo, I'm at the movie theater.
Yeah, I'm at fucking Gangrene, the new club.
Exactly.
Probably not a great name. That would be a club name.
Gangrene?
Yeah.
Gangrene.
You'd go to Gangrene.
I'd go to Gangrene.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at Gangrene. Hit me up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll be there till whenever.
Pull up.
Damn, could you imagine the pressure of making a voice message every time you left the house?
That's way more serious than.
And then that turned into a fucking AOL Instant Messenger away message. You remember that shit?
Yes, yeah, dude. AIM.
Yeah.
AIM. What was your AIM name?
Brass Monkey.
It was Brass Monkey.
Yeah.
I remember this. Yeah.
Brass Monkey.
Yeah. Skip 206.
I remember that.
Skip 206.
I remember that now
Yep.
that you mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I was like, Beastie Boys, bro. Never even knew what Brass Monkey meant.
I got my AIM account from a friend, and that friend gave me the account because it was attached with a bunch of girls. And he was like, I want to throw you a bone. Here's your opportunity to talk to girls. And honestly, dude, it was wild, dude. One of my friends gave me...
Like you were a catfish?
Kinda, but yeah, I guess kinda. I think that's exactly what I would have been, is a catfish. But I came clean really early on. I would like someone would hit me up, like a chick would hit me up on AIM, and I would say, hey, this isn't so-and-so anymore. He gave me this account. I didn't have an AIM. And they'd be like, oh, okay, well, who are you? And then we'd start talking.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's like
It was crazy. That took place in middle school. Definitely like 7th, 8th, and then maybe a little bit of freshman year. But then we got...
That sounds right.
And then we got MySpace.
Yeah.
And MySpace was crazy.
I don't even remember what you can do on MySpace. I remember like creating my page and having like a super emo black and white picture.
Top 4, dude.
Top 8.
Top 8, top 4.
Sure.
You could have made it... Used to be able to make it also top 16.
That's a lot.
That was a lot. People who had top 16 were like, I got friends, yo.
Yeah.
I got friends.
I definitely didn't have that many friends.
No.
Could you like post on there? Or you just chit chatting?
You like had your bio page
Yeah.
and you could like write whatever you wanted to. My shit was filled with like Gandhi and like Bob Marley and like Three Little Birds was my song all the time, you know?
Yeah.
And then
that sounds right.
And then at the bottom you could make comments. And you would comment on someone's MySpace account.
Oh, okay.
So people would like hit you up, and then you could reply back to them.
I remember it was always about like how many views does your page have?
Right.
That would like make you cool.
Yeah. Same thing today. How many views does this TikTok post get?
Yeah.
Right?
It's wild how much it's changed though, right?
Yeah.
From voicemails
Well, it
to...
just became so interactive. I think that's really it, right? It just
Yeah.
became more interactive.
Yeah, and that kind of goes back to your point where you're like in contact with your friends and your significant other constantly.
Mm-hmm.
You're also in contact with the world, tweeting,
All the time.
talking shit in Twitter.
Sure.
It's got to be so bad for your brain.
You can literally just tweet the president all day, and you could be like, yo, fuck you, POTUS.
Yeah,
Yo, Joe Biden.
yeah,
You old as fuck.
yeah, bitch.
Hashtag old man sleepy Joe.
Yeah,
Right? Like you can literally tweet the president and then he can also retweet you. It's the craziest thing that we can interact with the world on this level. Never happened. Never has this been a thing ever. And no one talks about it. Everybody goes around thinking
because
like
it's normal.
right, but it's not.
It got normal so fast though. Everybody's like, "You got a Twitter?" No.
Mm-hmm.
Well, follow these comedians or this news, and
Right.
then all of a sudden you're talking shit.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck, you dumb piece of shit?
Right.
Everybody's battling.
Uh-huh.
It's got to be so fucking bad for you
Yeah.
to be able to ingest that kind of data.
Do you know what a circadian rhythm is?
Uh-oh. Nope.
Your circadian rhythm operates on like a 24-hour cycle. So that's just how the body works, right? The sun rises and the sun sets. And typically when the sun sets and the moon comes up, you get sleepy. So you go to bed.
Not me.
Right. Because you got a fucked up circadian rhythm.
I do, yeah.
It's because your job implores you to stare at a screen all the time.
Yeah.
That fucks
I'm a
your
night owl.
Right. Well, it messes up your circadian rhythm like a lot. So our bodies, our blood flow, and like our brains, everything operates on a 24-hour cycle because, well, that's how long it takes the sun to go around the earth. So they say that if you look at your phone before you go to bed, your circadian rhythm is a wreck. It's a mess. And if that's the case, then staring at a computer, at a telephone, at anything that's electronic for long durations of time, it messes up your whole entire system.
What are you doing to me right now?
I'm sorry. It's
What are you
just,
trying to do?
I just explain.
What's the end game?
I don't know.
What's the end game of making me feel bad?
No, I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just saying like you're not special. You're not special. There's so
me
many
and Johnny are both special boys.
people. Yeah, that's what your mom tells you.
Ugh.
But here's the thing is that there are so many people who are doing this.
Do you think that's what fucks up my sleep? Is I'm always playing fucking little bowling game on my phone?
Is that what you're doing before you go to bed?
Mm-hmm.
Disaster.
Throwing on a pot or two, too.
Disaster.
On my iPad.
Too much data. We're putting in too much data into our brains. I mean,
I don't do that much data, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't do any social media, minus, like, Twitter.
You told me the other day you were watching, like, 2 podcasts, WrestleMania, and, like, listening to music all at the exact same time. That's too much data. I walked into your office, you have 7 monitors.
I don't have 7 monitors.
That's too much data.
I think you make a point, though. But I'm not paying attention to everything.
Because you can't.
No.
Because your fucking monkey brain can't take it in.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
That's the problem. We created technology that is unaccessible for our monkey brains to comprehend.
Right. If you had the opportunity, like if some black magic shadow man came to you,
Yeah.
was like, I can take away Instagram and Twitter and everything.
Uh-huh.
Would you do it?
Off like
It's gone.
a
Poof.
snap to a finger?
Poof.
I don't know. It would be hard to not have that much power and just be able to do it. Can you do other things? I mean, if he could do that, he could do other things. Because I'd want him to do something else.
Well, what are you thinking?
Like make me happy.
Nah. It's got to be global scale.
Oh, okay.
Like, I can take away Instagram and Twitter
Can we
and TikTok.
Can I like kill Putin and Mao Zedong, the leader of China, all in the same swoop? Can I do that?
No.
Can I bring down Russia? So I want hashtag free the Ukrainians.
It's not supposed to. You're not supposed to say that on this. It's bad.
No, dude.
I'm going to have to cut that. I'm going to have to cut that out.
You're not gonna cut that. No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would.
I think it's bad, man. I think that shit's bad.
Yeah.
Gets everybody all riled up.
Yeah.
But when I say that, too,
Yeah.
it's not everybody.
Yeah.
Normal people don't get riled up.
Sure. People used to get riled up back in the day, though. Like you'd get someone from rural America all riled up, and then go grab like a pitchfork and go on marches and shit and like freak out. People would storm.
Yeah, I guess that's what like news and newspapers were, right?
What's that?
Just getting you all riled up.
Yeah.
Just a different way.
They called it yellow journalism. It was like journalism that was like trying to rile people up. We started an entire war with Spain because of newspapers. Because of the
So you're saying it's been around forever?
Oh, dude, fake news has been around since the dawn of the newspaper. Since the dawn of journalism.
How do you think the people got, like, you know, like you can follow these pages that says, like, I am fucking with these people now online. But, like, how do you think all those people got rallied up back in the day? Or it's just like whoever you live around, you all believe the same thing?
Oh, I am for this politician and this politician's like a shitbag or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like, you know, someone said that there was in Ireland, there was some like catastrophic like terrorism that happened in the country of Ireland. Not that long ago, like the 80s, 70s or something. And filled with like nationalistic Irishmen.
IRA.
Huh?
The IRA.
Oh, okay. That all happened with only 400 extremists.
Damn, that's wild.
Not that many people.
Have you ever seen that Jackie Chan movie that's called, can't remember, but it's got James Bond 2 James Bonds ago? 1 James Bond ago?
Daniel
Nope, one more. He was Goldeneye.
Pierce
Brosnan.
Yeah.
He's in that, and Jackie Chan, about the IRA.
Really? Pretty good?
Pretty awesome.
You know
yeah,
what it's
Jackie
called?
Chan's like an old man. I don't want to mistake it. I think it's like China Guy.
China Guy.
It's something like, no, not like China Guy, but like it's something around those. Like the Asian guy. It's like a name like that. It's super simple. I can't remember what it's called. I can look it up.
Oh, you don't want to be racist.
I don't want to say Chinaman.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. I getcha.
Yeah.
But it has a Chinese name, but it's about Irish people?
Yeah, Jackie Chan's in Ireland or something.
That also seems racist.
Why?
Let's make a movie about the Irish people. Do you know historically that the Irish people are the Americans' version of Black Americans? Like, they're the most shitted on, hated people of all of Europe. That Europe absolutely despises Irish people.
So what does that have to do with Asian guy?
Well, I'm just saying, you're telling a tale about the Irish history.
The Foreigner.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called.
See, like I said, you're telling a tale about the Irish people and their Irish history, about like extremism in their country, and you're like, "Yo, let's grab another ethnicity and bring them into the mix." Just tell the story.
He's just there to whoop ass.
Right.
That's all he's trying to do.
Whoa. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, The Foreigner is dope though.
Is it pretty
You
good?
should definitely check that out.
You want to watch that next week?
Sure.
Okay.
That'd be an interesting one.
Let's do it.
What were we supposed to watch?
We might get a guest, but we're not sure. So if not, we'll watch The Foreigner.
Let's watch The Foreigner. That'd be fun.
Cool. I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a brief synopsis. It's like his daughter gets caught up in some shit.
Okay.
And then Pierce Brosnan is like the leader of like this IRA, but they're not really around anymore. It's kind of like shadow IRA thing. And then Jackie Chan goes after him, but he's like 60 years old.
That's my favorite 007 video game.
GoldenEye.
Not GoldenEye.
No, the next one.
The next one, where it almost has like
Is that the one where you ride the crotch rocket and go into the fucking...
I don't remember. I never played like single player. I only ever played multiplayer. But the multiplayer game was set up just like the original Halo. Nightfire. Yes.
Ooh, big brain, baby.
I love Nightfire.
Yeah.
Nightfire was sick, dude. You had 2 houses on either side.
Yes.
And one of the houses had an extra like dome where you could hang out in.
Yes.
That like was dude.
Yes.
Dude.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, fuck yeah,
Love
dude.
that game.
All right, so we'll check out The Foreigner next week.
Cool.
Maybe. And yeah, I think overall American Psycho is kind of a little bit of a disappointment, but I think it's mostly because it's super weird. If you didn't watch this thing yet, do that. And I'll tell you what, Shawnee, until next time.
Ciao.